welcome to this episode of LDN Capital TV. On today's show, we'll finally get to see the British Championship clash between Mike Mendoza and current title holder Jon Ritchie. Mike Mendoza has had to wait several months for this title opportunity, and tonight could be the night when he finally takes the gold.
This is London.
Looks like Corrupt setting up something, possibly a power bomb. Oh, and he hits it! He managed to get the big man up. Well, Corrupt now going to the top rope. This cannot fare well, whatever he was signaling for. Goes for a big moonsault, but Mikey Mendoza moved out of the way. And Mikey Mendoza knows full well that he has the advantage right now. The man who is en route to facing the British champion next week on LDN Capital TV. Mikey Mendoza launched him off the ropes. Oh, there's that power slam. There's his trademark. 2, 3.
Here is your winner, Mike Mendoza.
And the British champion, Jon Ritchie, had better look out for that power slam, because Mikey Mendoza has been putting men away left, right and centre. The other story is, of course, Mikey Mendoza now one step closer to possibly being the first ever Golden Grappler Trophy holder. And it'll be interesting to see who will join Mikey Mendoza in the next stage of the tournament.
Way, sir. Corrupt.
First of all, what's what you say about loser? Everyone knows out there. Fair enough. Mike Mendoza, well done, well done. You had the whole of Eltham out there, your home background, Stephen Lawrence country. I felt intimidated a little bit, but everyone knows, really and truly, as good as you are, you're nowhere near as good as me. Everyone knows that. I beat you before, everyone knows I could beat you again. That was a fluke. Everyone gets a fluke. Come on, that's how it goes.
Well,
don't give me a loser.
Corrupt, you won the first fall and all credit to you.
With ease.
But you lost the second too, and if you're going to stick around here in LDN, perhaps you're going to need to pick your game up a little bit. What are your plans for the future in LDN?
Well, later on, I'm not going to underestimate that dog, as you say, or should we say Chihuahua, because they're little pretty silly dogs out there. He kicked me in my chest, he was pulling my hair, he was cheating all the way through this, and everyone was like, yay, Mike, like nothing was wrong. At the end of the day, if that happened in Peckham, he'd have been, anyway, we all know what happens in Peckham if he tried that to me. Next time, anywhere else, I don't care where it is, we could come back here if you want, because I'm going to have backup next time. We could go to Peckham, we could go in his backyard, we could go back to his mum's house like we normally do. It don't matter to me. I will beat you next time we have a match. Furthermore, I want 4 of you. I want 4 Mike Mendoza lookalikes in the ring at the same time, so I can slap you all, bam, all at the same time and done. That will make me feel better.
Come on, there's no need for that kind of talk, Corrupt.
I'm being real.
Well, thank you very much.
Do you think he's better than me just because he won that match?
I have got no comment on the subject.
We need to do a survey, yeah? But no one could. Everyone knows that he's not in my league. Furthermore, I've been in the LD and I've seen the other matches. No one here is in my league, really. Furthermore, next time here, I want a title shot with Jon Ritchie. Jon, I respect Jon. I do not respect Mike Mendoza.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of LDN Capital TV. Today is the day when we will get to see Mikey Mendoza finally challenge Jon Ritchie for the LDN British Championship. But first up, we're going to start off with this chap right here, as you can see in the ring, Zack Sabre Jr. And tonight he's going to be taking on a man who with one of the most impressive win-loss records here in LDN, in the form of the very young but very competitive Yorghos.
7 pounds. This is Yorghos Christopoulos.
comes Yorghos, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most popular competitors here in LDN. And he is a man who, ever since joining LDN Capital Television, has been enjoying quite a bit of success in ring action. And of course, there are rumours abound that he will be joining the Golden Grapplers Tournament and could be very much one of the favourites to take it all the way and win it. But of course, tonight he's taken on young Zack Sabre Jr, a young man, Zack Sabre Jr, who's actually a multi-time junior British champion as he's grown up. But now it's time for him to enter the big time as he enters LDN Capital TV, and possibly in the future he could himself face for the British Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, on today's show, not only are we going to see that British Championship match between Jon Ritchie and Mike Mendoza, we're also going to get an update courtesy of Fiona Fox on the current state of Sanjay Bagga. Sanjay Bagga, who last week on LDN Capital TV got dropped on his head by his nemesis Ash. Rumours are abound that he's received some sort of neck injury. We will get that confirmed later on tonight's show. Well, Yorghos now ready for in-ring competition against LDN deputy Zack Sabre Jr.
The condition of him wrestling this match is that Yorghos at no point touches his hair.
I don't know what the heck that was all about. Zack Sabre Jr, although a welterweight in stature, the man is actually well renowned for having a decent mat game. Both men are circling up. Go for a Roman knuckle up right there. He gets the overhook there on the neck, pushes the elbow out of the way and goes for the waistlock. Yorghos, however, reverses the waistlock, gets the half Nelson, straight to the snapmare and snaps him back down. So both men, very competent mat technicians, and you can see right here, Zack Sabre Jr. controlling the head and then isolating a leg. Zack Sabre Jr. not staying in one position long enough, gets that chin lock. Floats him over, nicely executed. Isolating those legs there of young Yorghos. Well, the fans getting behind Yorghos. Yorghos isolates that arm, flips him over with a hammerlock, applies it nice and tight. Young Zack Sabre Jr. now using that leg as leverage, beautifully done, and floats straight through into the headlock. Ooh, beautifully done there. I mean, Yorghos just pivoted that leg down, and now with a handstand. Both men now circling. There's the lockup right there, and of course it's Yorghos who manages to get the arm wringer first. Zack Sabre Jr, the lighter, quicker competitor, snapping on that snapmare and then isolates the arm. Holds onto the wrist, tries to force Yorghos back down to the mat. But Yorghos, however, rolls through. Oh, but Zack Sabre Jr. forcing Yorghos back onto the mat. Beautifully executed. Yorghos again, trying to roll through, gets onto his feet. Trying to find escape, nips up. Climbs over and applies the wrist lock and isolates that arm. Oh, Zack Sabre Jr. Very quick, agile competitor. And snapmares Yorghos down while still isolating that arm. He's got a hammerlock variation right there, using his own leg to add to the leverage. Now switches on to holding the arm. Has a single Nelson as well, pinfall attempt. But Yorghos fights up. Yorghos with a pinfall attempt of his own, but Zack Sabre Jr. able to power over Yorghos again. Zack Sabre Jr. third time the charm may be. No, Yorghos with a kick out. Yorghos now Oh, with a very judo-esque throw right there, but Zack Sabre Jr. lands straight on his feet, rolls through, has the head scissors. Well, Zack Sabre Jr. trying to nip out, Yorghos holding on. Oh, manages to get out the third time. Both men having an excellent mat competition right here. Forces Yorghos down to the mat with the headlock takeover. Try to go for a pinfall attempt, now adding a bit of leverage. Oh, he gets the headlock. I do apologise, the head scissors. Zack Sabre Jr. trying to nip out like he did last time. But Yorghos trying to hold on. Oh, and Zack Sabre Jr. getting a great deal of leverage right there. And now speeds up position. Oh! Yorghos with a drop kick right on the button. And then an arm drag. And a hip toss from Yorghos. Don't think Zack Sabre Jr. was quite expecting that. Oh, crucifix roll up. No, he's got a submission hold there. And you can see Yorghos fading away. I thought he was going for a crucifix roll-up, but Zack Sabre Jr. getting that straitjacket-like submission hold, then into the sunset flip. Oh, and now applies the front headlock. Zack Sabre Jr. now going for an SDS with the bridge. Well, the referee's right there to make sure if Yorghos is ready to submit that he does submit. Zack Sabre Jr. now still has the leg. And this is Zack Sabre's forte, just rotating from one hold to the other. And there he's got that surfboard submission. Fortunately, he was far too close to the rope to really capitalise. Oh! Huge knee right on the lower back of Yorghos right there. Goes for the pinfall. Notice, though, how he isolates that arm. Even though Yorghos was able to kick out, Zack Sabre Jr. already with a follow-up hold. Fireman carry right there. Yorghos goes down, cross arm breaker. If he can straighten the arm of Yorghos, Yorghos will be in trouble. Yorghos is trying to hold on. He does not want to be a victim of this submission hold. Yorghos trying to roll through, possibly going for a pinfall attempt, but Zack Sabre Jr. holding on to that submission for all he's worth. Now this is smart from Zack Sabre Jr. Yorghos is either in a pinning predicament, or if he straightens that arm, he will have to take a submission hold. But now Zack Sabre Jr. realises his submission attempt was going to be fruitless. Takes him straight up with the snapmare. Nice roll up. Launches Yorghos right off the ropes. Yorghos with the reversal. Beautifully executed. Crossbody attempt from Zack Sabre Jr. But there's a kick out from Yorghos. Zack Sabre Jr. off the ropes again, trying to do it again. However, oh, beautiful fall away slam. Yorghos tried to get a pinfall right there. Unfortunately, he threw Zack Sabre just a little too far. And a huge clothesline out of the corner. Well, Yorghos now launches Zack Sabre Jr. off the ropes. There's the rebound, picks him up, back body drop. Nice execution. Looks like Yorghos is adding a bit of tempo to this contest, hitting some high-impact maneuvers. Out to the corner. Yorghos follows through. We've seen this before. The monkey flip out to the corner. Yorghos measuring for a second monkey flip. Goes for it. And he hits it. Zack Sabre Jr. not quite sure what to make of this. And now, Yorghos going for a big suplex. Oh, but Zack Sabre Jr. floats out of back, got the full Nelson right there. Zack Sabre Jr., however, reapplies the hold. And these men are just switching full Nelsons, but this time, Zack Sabre Jr. manages to hold on to it. These two men exchanging the full Nelson. Oh, there's a submission attempt out of the full Nelson. Yorghos bridging out of it, however. Was able to keep the strength to get his knuckles together and clasp them. Now Yorghos is tempting to roll up Zack Sabre Jr. Zack desperately trying to keep his shoulders off the mat. Yorghos able to get back on his feet. No, I thought Yorghos was going to be able to... Oh, he does. Yorghos able to float out of the way. Isolates those legs, trying to force submission out of Zack Sabre. Zack, however, rolls out of the submission attempt. Oh! And throws those huge stiff kicks there to the limbs. And, oh wait, Yorghos caught that forward kick attempt. Oh, we've seen this before, Coliseum cradle suplex. And that's it.
Here is your winner, Yorghos.
Yorghos, after taking those brutal kicks, was able to counter one of the kicks into the Coliseum cradle suplex. Tight pinning predicament, 1, 2, 3, Yorghos takes home the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, still coming up on LDN Capital TV, we're going to see Mike Mendoza compete for the British Championship as he takes on the notorious Jon Ritchie. But coming up next, we're going to get an update from Fiona Fox in regards to the medical condition of Sanjay Bagga, who last week on LDN Capital TV suffered what many believe to be a serious neck injury when Ash dropped him with a pile driver.
This is London. This is London.
Welcome to the London Eye with me, Fiona Fox, as we look at the recent events that have shaped LDN. Recently, LDN has seen a very aggressive rivalry erupt between LDN diva Jetta and the spirited newcomer Violet. Not so long ago, Violet scored what Jetta and her manager John Chapman considered to be an upset so huge that it bordered offensive. In their rematch, Violet, who was once again close to defeating Jetta, was assaulted by both Jetta and the life coach John Chapman. As a result of this unscrupulous act, Jetta has been officially fined by LDN.
Here is your winner, Jetta.
Violet, who came to LDN looking for her big break in wrestling, is, according to close friends, very upset by these events and is contemplating staying away from LDN. Despite this, Violet has been asked to appear as part of a huge mixed tag main event next week here on Capital TV, but so far has refused to return the call of LDN matchmakers. Hopefully, despite the recent bullying actions of Jetta, Violet will be ready for in-ring competition next week. And finally, a brief update on LDN owner Sanjay Bagga, who last week on LDN Capital TV not only received a tax demand from the London Council, but also received a pile driver courtesy of longtime enemy Ash. According to sources close to Mr Bagga, while no long-lasting damage has occurred, he will be away from LDN for several weeks. That's all for this week's London Eye. With me, Fiona Fox. I'll see you next time.
Now, Dominator, your debut with LDN is in 2 weeks' time. Who would you like to face in the ring?
What?
Who would you like to face in the ring?
What's your name, love?
Katie.
Katie?
Katie Terry.
Were you a weather girl on Channel 5?
I'm afraid I wasn't.
Can you do that, Katie Terry? No. So what's the question?
The question is, who would you like to face?
Shut up. You know what, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who I face at LDN in 2 weeks' time, because I am the British Beast, and whoever I face, their head's coming clean off, courtesy of Big D.
You sure you're ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for 1 fall, and it's for the LDN Championship and Belt. Introducing first, the challenger, hailing from Elton in South London and coming to the ring weighing in at 18 stone, 3 pounds, Mike Mendoza.
Coming up next, it's a match we've been waiting for quite a while. Mikey Mendoza finally gets to cash in his opportunity for the British Championship.
And his opponent from the east end of London, coming to the ring weighing in at 14 stone, 9 pounds. He is the LDN champion, the notorious Jon Ritchie.
When you come to the East End, you don't want to be given. You take a real match with a real man for a real belt. Now bring it on!
Ladies and gentlemen, there you see the current LDN British champion, Jon Ritchie. Jon Ritchie, after months of trying his hardest, finally become the British champion when he made Tex Benedict tap out to a brutal and ruthless submission hold. However, now he's got to take on Mikey Mendoza, a man who won the #1 contendership all the way back in season 1 of LDN Capital TV. And he had to sit on the sideline until the Jon Ritchie Tex Benedict controversy ironed itself out. And here we are, finally, ladies and gentlemen, Mikey Mendoza cashes in the #1 contendership so he can take on Jon Ritchie. Jon Ritchie, a man who made his name in his very first match of LDN when he broke the ankle of a mere kid. He then went on to have a series of great victories in both sudden deaths and Spirit League matches. ladies and gentlemen, this is a World of Sport era competitor and possibly one of the most dangerous from their era. He also has experience not just in the wrestling ring, but also in amateur wrestling and also in amateur boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress enough how dangerous this man is. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for this contest, it's interesting to note that, as I said, Mikey Mendoza actually won the #1 contendership all the way back in season 1 of LDN Capital TV, and he actually beat Jon Ritchie to become the #1 contender. So Mikey Mendoza is going into this contest knowing full well that he is capable of beating Jon Ritchie. And how is he going to beat him? Possibly with that huge power slam of his. The last time he hit that power slam on Jon Ritchie, he managed to win. We've got to go away, but this match will continue after the break.
This is London. This is London.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, the last time these two men met, it was in Spirit League action, but this isn't Spirit League. This is sudden death rules. 1 pinfall, 1 submission, and the championship changes hands. Well, Jon Ritchie is staying close to the ropes. He knows full well how competitive Mikey Mendoza really is. Mikey Mendoza tries to go for the lockup, but Jon Ritchie avoids him. Mikey Mendoza now, he really wants to get this contest started. Turns his back on Jon Ritchie.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee gives Jon Ritchie his first public warning.
Well, it looks like Jon Ritchie got a public warning from that. Maybe it was a closed fist, I wasn't aware. But all the same, Jon Ritchie, with a pair of huge drop kicks, has fallen this giant Mendoza. I have to say, I have not seen Jon Ritchie in as good a shape as I am seeing him today. Winning the British Championship has relit this man's passion. He's been hitting the gym hard. He's been hitting his amateur boxing and wrestling training very efficiently. And as he gets fitter and stronger, he gets ever more aggressive in that ring. Well, Jon Ritchie now stomping away at Mikey Mendoza, driving that knee into his ribs, into the side of the head. Now forcing the point of his elbow into Mikey Mendoza's back, forcing him to the mat. Jon Ritchie now isolating Mikey Mendoza, preventing him from getting up. Again, Mikey Mendoza is being punished. He's having the point of that elbow driven into his ribs, courtesy of Jon Ritchie. You can see there Jon Ritchie keeping the right leg right up against the body of Mikey Mendoza. That's that amateur wrestling knowledge that I was talking about. He doesn't just know how to take you down. This is a man who knows how to keep you down. And there you can see right there the grasp, but Mikey Mendoza finds the escape and finally has a hold on the British champion. Champion, however, able to get his vertical base, launches him off the ropes. Jon Ritchie, oh! Absolutely waylaid right there with a huge forearm, like clothesline across the face. Launches off Jon Ritchie again, goes for a back body drop and connects. Mikey Mendoza knows full well that when he's got the advantage, he needs to try and hit as many high-impact maneuvers as he can. Well, Jon Ritchie is now finding a bit of solace on the outside. This is a Jon Ritchie style tactic, either using the no standing 10 count or in this case going outside of the ring and using the no entry 10 count to try and get a bit of rest from his often younger, quicker and more aggressive competitors. Jon Ritchie now using the ropes when Mikey Mendoza got close to him. Oh, and Jon Ritchie with a blatant strike there to a place he knows he shouldn't go, and the referee saw it.
The referee gives the notorious Jon Ritchie his second and final public warning.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jon Ritchie now has just used up 2 of his public warnings. If he is caught one more time, he will be disqualified. Make sure you join us for more LDN Capital TV action after the break.
This is London. This is London.
This is what Jon Ritchie does. He uses every shortcut and maintains the advantage. Because yes, he used a low blow, but now he's using a series of hard-hitting legal maneuvers to stay on top. Well, this isn't a district that we see Jon Ritchie go to often, but Jon Ritchie is going to the top rope. He knows Mikey Mendoza has a good chance of taking the belt off him and hits that huge missile drop kick off of the top rope. This Jon Ritchie is such a grizzled veteran. He knows he's got a good tactic going on here, so he's going to the top rope one more time to try and fall this giant. Well, a bit of a top rope stumble there, and I think it cost him. Jon Ritchie just got crotched. And now the British champion is tangled up quite nastily there, trying to find his way out. Finally does. It looks like he might have tweaked his knee. Well, the referee's keeping Mikey Mendoza at bay. Jon Ritchie again using the ropes so he can get a break from this young challenger for his gold tonight. Well, the referee's telling Jon Ritchie he really needs to get back into this thing. He can't afford any more verbal warnings. He doesn't want a verbal warning for time wasting. Well, there's the lockup right. Oh, and I thought he was going for lockup, but Jon Ritchie straight away trying to get the arm. And there he goes, applied the wrist lock. Tightens up that hold. And now Jon Ritchie floats through. Got the isolated the pressure right there on the arm. Oh, floats through into an arm drag right there, and then holds on to the arm. Unfortunately, backfired. Mikey Mendoza able to find the bottom rope. Jon Ritchie was forced to let go of that hold, but instead just grabs a handful of hair. Oh, wait a minute, just rakes the eyes of Mikey Mendoza along that top rope. We've seen him use that tactic before. That sort of thing that'll blind you. A little bit of a close strike right there, and then throws the thigh right into the side of the head of Mikey Mendoza. Might possibly be looking for a knockout. Oh! And with a drop kick like that, that is entirely possible. Mikey Mendoza now still trying to get to his feet. I'm surprised, but Jon Ritchie is maintaining a fair bit of dominance in this contest. He launched Mikey Mendoza into the corner, but kept a hold of the arm, forcing Mikey Mendoza to drop very ugly to the ground right there, almost trying to pop the shoulder out of its joint. And there he goes, firing those forearm shots there into Mikey Mendoza. Traps him in the corner. Mikey Mendoza now switches it. And there's Jon Ritchie with a few blind fists right there into the midsection. And the referee breaks up the two men. And right, oh, and there's another blatant closed fist right there, right into the back of Mikey Mendoza's head. Well, the referee now is checking on the condition of Mikey Mendoza after taking that fist to the back of the head. Jon Ritchie is a despicable champion when he has to resort to such measures. Well, Mikey Mendoza looks out on his feet here. We'll see the referee discussing his decision on this one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the referee's decision. Mike Mendoza is unable to continue due to an illegal move by the notorious Jon Ritchie, who's been disqualified.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the referee has decided that Mikey Mendoza is in no fit state to continue. He's obviously out on his feet. Effectively, it's a standing knockout. However, this standing knockout was achieved via an illegal closed fist to the back of Mikey Mendoza's head, and the referee, instead of just throwing the match out, has disqualified Jon Ritchie.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the LDN Championship cannot change hands on a disqualification, so still the LDN champion, the notorious Jon Ritchie.
Well, there's the MC, mate. I was just saying the point I was exactly about to make. Because the match ended on a disqualification, Mikey Mendoza's wins, but he will not leave LDN British champion.
Now bring it on!
You've got to believe that Mikey Mendoza could very well be looking at another title shot down the line. But as far as we're concerned tonight, Jon Ritchie leads LDN British champion.
Last month, I had a meeting with Sean Herbert and I'm pleased to announce that LDN Wrestling has signed a TV deal with the wrestling channel.
This is London.